OpTic Gaming decided to throw their hat in the ring when it comes to announcements yesterday by announcing 3 new players for their lineup ahead of the Black Ops 4 season. Today, I happen to have one of those players, as a matter of fact. I've got my good friend OpTic Dashy on the line. Buddy, how does it feel to finally hear the words OpTic and Dashy in the same sentence?
It's actually pretty surreal. Like obviously, like for the past month, I knew I was gonna join the team, but like obviously, like it didn't feel real until I got announced yesterday. So like just getting that off my chest, it felt really good. Playing alongside the greatest COD players ever in TJ, it's pretty exciting. I just can't wait for Black Ops 4.
Yeah, man. It's set up to be a crazy year. That's without question, right? So, with this announcement obviously coming from Vision, it came with a ton of storylines, that of which, of course, the GOAT and Karma returns, Crimsix and Scump are officially and will continue to carry the franchise, and obviously, a new era has started, right? 5v5, and it seems as if adding yourself and Dashy, or adding yourself and TJ, rather, to that lineup, kind of begin that process. Can you tell me about the whole process, how that started for you? How did the process of getting picked up by OpTic Gaming begin, and getting asked to join the team?
Yeah, so it started. I want to say a week after champs. I got approached by Seth and Ian. They already picked up TJ, and they were like, "Yeah, like, want to play with you. You guys are like, you're really good." And then like, because me and TJ together, like for S&D especially, like, it could really like just change like that, like the whole dynamic of the team. And then
Right.
they saw that, and then it was us four. We were looking for one, and then our number one was Damon the whole time. Obviously, we had backup plans of like, let's say if Damon doesn't fall through, who we gonna get? But like that was our number one the whole time. That was like our main focus. And then to get that roster that we wanted it's huge for sure. Because the camp's already there and everything's
It's
good.
got to be crucial, especially to have 3 fourths essentially of that amazing dynasty, one of the greatest of all time. But now I'm obviously a huge fan of your streams. Watch them nearly every day that you're live, of course. But how hard has it been for you looking at the chat, like waiting and seeing all the people comment and saying, "What are you going to announce you're on OpTic?" Because it's been a heavily known rumor for the longest time. How hard was it to not just say, "You know what, guys, I'm on OpTic. This is going on, and this is what we're trying to do." How hard was it?
It was really hard for like 3.5 weeks. Like I knew I was on the roster, but and everybody like somehow knew, but I couldn't announce it. Like it was one of like the worst things ever. Like knowing I was on the team and I just had to hide it. Like I'm like, yo, just announce us already. Like, but like obviously, like I know what like they had to do on their side. Like it was an amazing vision. So like you can't really like rush them for anything. But I'm just finally glad that it's out there now. Like we can just focus on doing what we have to do necessary. But I'm just glad now I can stream. Like people don't have to ask me like 10,000 questions a day. Like, yo, you on OpTic? I'm like, yeah, but I can't say it yet. I have to like, yo, I'm playing on Cole. Yeah.
Obviously, speaking of complexity, right? You had one incredible season. You could even argue this is kind of pretty much like your rookie season for, a majority of your Call of Duty competitive career. But let's go over a few of your stats throughout World War II, because this has obviously been, like I said, one of the most crazy seasons that I have ever seen out of anybody. And I just want to go through, of course, these are all coming through the entirety of World War II and are obviously from our friends at COD_stats. So as far as, a few of your stats are considered, you were number 3 overall in Respawn KD. You were number 1 in Search and Destroy KD. Number 1 in Respawn Slayer. Number 2 in S&D kills per round. Number 4 in Hardpoint KD. Number 2 in CTF KD. And you were top 20 in both hardpoint time and hardpoint assists. These numbers are almost inhuman, pal. Like, I don't get how this actually happened or what exactly took place, but how do you feel like your season went throughout World War II?
Um, Individually, I thought I had one of the best seasons, like throughout like any player, but obviously like I had really bad placings, so like it was kind of hard for me to like justify like how good of a season I had just because like the poor performances like as a team we had. But like I knew how like especially in that game like I knew how good I was, but it was like kind of a waste. Like I mean like now I'm on OpTic, like I got the teammates, like I have no excuse to not be placing well, like you know what I mean, like consistently placing well. But like I'm not trying to like discredit like my old teammates, like because obviously they've had their moments in the past of like winning and stuff like that, but like it's just like we didn't mesh well, obviously, and then like it like took a toll on us like as a team.
Right. Now, obviously, with the insane year that you had, now obviously you started to talk about it a little bit. you've seen the Twitter posts, you've seen the Reddit thread saying Dashy stats don't truly affect him or reflect him as a player. He played solely for kills, not the objective. He didn't play against difficult competition. Tell me, how do you respond to something like that?
I mean, yeah, that kind of irritates me a little bit, like knowing that some people think like I only play for like kills or like not playing for like the win and stuff like that. Like it kind of like doesn't eat at me, but like it definitely irritates me just because I've never went into an event like, yo, like I don't care about my teammates. Like I'm just here for myself. Like I've never once had that thought in my head. Like it's like for people like to assume that I just kill whore or whatever it is, whatever the case may be, is kind of annoying. But I mean, obviously now like I have the teammates, like so I have no excuse now.
Exactly. Well, of course, speaking of teammates, you obviously join this team. You're not alone, right? Of course, Karma already being on this roster previously, but you join alongside your longtime friend in TJHaly. What's it like knowing you'll be playing with him under the green wall?
I mean, TJ is obviously he's one of my good friends in the community, and playing alongside him, he's in my opinion the greatest S&D player like of all time. So like, and he's really nasty in respawn. So like, he's a good friend, great. Like he's a great teammate. Like, so just playing alongside him is like at first it was kind of surreal just because like I'm on OpTic, like I'm replacing Form on the Dynasty, which is someone I looked up to like growing up. Well, not growing up, but like coming up in the community, and then now I'm playing with TJ also. So it's like kind of weird how it works. I don't know.
Now, have you and TJ got a chance to talk about, I mean, really just joining OpTic or even the search and destroy strategies that I'm sure you guys are going to try to implement with this team? I mean, have you guys got a chance to talk a little bit about your future on OG?
I mean, yeah, we've discussed as a team, like, yeah, like me and TJ are probably gonna like shot call a lot more in search and stuff like that, but we haven't really had like a full discussion of like how we're gonna like approach like S&D yet, but like we've already talked about it. Like me and TJ, like we kind of know what we're doing for like in S&D, so they're gonna lean towards us for sure in that game mode.
Right. I guess you could say it's not a bad idea to have that game mode in mind when every other game type right now is kind of in question, right? We talk about Hardpoint, there's CTF, even Control seems to be the main talk of the community right now, is that could potentially be added for Black Ops 4. But give me your take, right? I'm sure you played a little bit in the beta. You have an opinion on it, but talk to me a little bit about your thoughts on, this new mode and how it could potentially be introduced for competitive.
Control, I mean, I wouldn't mind seeing it like for like in replace of like CTF or something like that, but I think Hardpoint S&D for me at least, I think those two have to stay. And then for like the third game mode, like I'm not that big a fan of Capture the Flag or Uplink, so we get like Control for that. I would not mind that at all.
I think it's interesting, right? Because in some ways it kind of is a combination of Hardpoint and Search and Destroy, because there is that objective, yet you still have to be super worried about how often you're dying. I know at least a few people have been saying, oh my gosh, well, the only problem with Control is that it's so similar to Hardpoint and Search and Destroy that you want to have that swing game mode for map number 3, essentially. But I don't know. I think I can't wait to see how it plays out, because I think it's at least an interesting venture to to go for. But I don't think that maybe it would be as bad as some people think, just because, while Capture the Flag is much different than Hardpoint and Search and Destroy for the most part, I think adding a map like Control, or even a game mode rather like Control, wouldn't be that bad of an idea, because it it pretty much implements what Call of Duty competitive is about. It's about the kills, it's about the objective specifically, and it's also about valuing your life. But quickly though, now with joining OpTic Gaming obviously comes, as you already know, we've talked about it, huge responsibility. And like I said, how does it feel to be a part of that history when it comes to especially rivalries like the E-Clasico with the boys in blue and Team Envy, and the new rivalry brewing between previous OpTic Gaming member Nature? How does it feel to be a part of what those rivalries will be like in the new era in Black Ops 4?
Yeah, like you already touched on that. I'm super excited to play like in front of like the green wall, especially like at events and stuff like that. Like I already talked to TJ about this. I was like, yo, like if we play 100 Thieves, like can you just imagine how hyped that match would be? Like yo, it's gonna be crazy. Like especially playing Envy, like now they picked up like the world champions from last year, so and plus they already had a rivalry like before just OpTic and Envy. So it's like just those three teams, like there's gonna be like a huge like clash between us three.
Definitely. Well, of course, speaking of history, we have to speak on your teammates. You're joining alongside what we consider probably 3 Mount Rushmore type teammates in Crimsix, Scump, and Karma. How does it feel knowing you're going to be sitting next to them on that main stage and, like you said, representing the green wall?
Like
is it kind of surreal?
It is kind of surreal because like like I knew obviously like I was good enough to like have teammates like of that caliber, but like for it to
Right.
actually just happen, like especially under OpTic Gaming, so like it hasn't really synced in yet just because it just happened yesterday. But like when
Right.
I'm sitting alongside them, like on main stage or something like that, I'm gonna be like, damn, these guys like are on my team. Like I don't gotta shoot
That's
against them.
amazing.
Like whenever I die, I'm like, whoa, nice 2-piece, Seth. I'm like, yeah, pretty
I
exciting.
can definitely tell you're probably running through a few of these scenarios in your mind, I'd imagine,
Yeah.
right? But I gotta say though, after looking at your stats, watching you play throughout World War II, I really think that you have amazing potential, and I really think that you have an insane amount of possibilities come with your game is to maybe even be the next great, essentially. But like I said, man, I'm super excited for you. I'm super happy to see obviously you join alongside OpTic Gaming. But before we have to let you go, is there anything you'd like to say to the OpTic Gaming fans out there? Anything you'd like to tell them about what you're going to try and prove this season?
Um, just like a short message to the green wall. My main focus on this team is winning. Obviously like streaming and like my personal brand stuff like that is like it's cool, but like I'm a competitor first. Like especially after the season I just had, like I want to prove that like I deserve to be on this team. Like that, like I'm here to win. Like I'm not just here to like freaking, you know what I mean, place like top 4, top 6, have good
Hmm.
stats. You know what I mean? Like that's not like I could have the worst stats in the world and win, and I'd be like the happiest kid on earth. So like that's my main focus. And then obviously I'll be streaming and stuff like that. So like keep an eye out for that. But my main focus for sure, like while I'm on the team, is winning.
Alrighty, buddy. Well, of course, Dashy, newest member of OpTic Gaming. Of course, you're interested. You can follow him on Twitter at DashySZN or on Twitch at twitch.tv/Dashy. Great to finally speak with you, buddy.